Hey brothers, it's Knox again. Today I was actually going to make a video just discussing the Burning Crusade Classic and, it coming out in the next couple of months most likely. And, I figured, everybody here's a Classic player most likely, so might as well just show us all some running to and fro, the Dark Portal, since we're all going to have to do this in the next couple of months anyways. But, yeah, I just wanted to discuss thoughts on not only them being Blizzard charging money to keep a character on a classic server and uh, move one also to the Burning Crusade uh, new servers that are, well, technically this server will be a new server. uh, the servers we're on now will be progression servers. In other words, they will be progressing towards Burning Crusade, and then we'll have an option to either keep our characters on our server we're originally on and go to Burning Crusade, or we can move it to a classic only server in which Naxxramas will be the final raid and essentially Phase 6 will be left alone. However, there's another option, a third option, in where we can do both. So have both of our characters, or sorry, each character you can pay to copy a character to each server. So that means, like you'd be able to play your warrior at a state in the game right before Burning Crusade. So if you continue to play the character for months and months and months on classic server after Burning Crusade has dropped and acquired all this gear, and then you decide to make it on the Burning Crusade server, you will revert back to all the gear that you had previous to Burning Crusade. So I don't know if I like that kind of idea, but that's the paid version. So you could have a character in a classic only server and a classic Burning Crusade server. Um, but if you decide to later, let's say, purchase and make it, let's say you go to a vanilla server, like the classic server, I mean, and then later you want to transfer over to Burning Crusade, you're gonna have all the gear you had right before Burning Crusade. So I don't know if I like that idea, but at the same time, you're gonna probably upgrade all your stuff anyways, and you're only keeping your character on a classic server anyways, just to you know, for the nostalgia and just to play the game as it is now. Uh, that being said, there was a survey that went out a couple weeks ago to select people, of course, only a select few instead of the whole community, that was discussing, uh, it led to hints of maybe there's Classic Plus in the works. I don't know if that's true or not in regards to Classic Plus. Nothing else has come out outside of the survey that mentioned Burning Crusade changes and stuff like that, but also mentioned Classic Plus. Like would we want? How do we feel essentially about how the developers would alter the classic experience or not? If we strongly agree or strongly disagree, you know, people, theory crafters are saying like, what does this mean? Does this mean like transmogs? Does this mean, you know, stuff like group finders and things like that? Or does this mean more content in a classic server, not like Burning Crusade? Like essentially, where Phase 6, I mean, Classic will eventually die off if Phase 6 is the last thing, and so I mean, I would love to keep this warrior here in a Classic Plus environment where all we have to look forward to is new content. We're paying a monthly sub, and I mean, that'd be cool to get some content out of it. Uh, I think even people would pay for DLC. Not that I'm throwing any ideas out there, but like a mini patch or something, or where they could add new raids. Like that would be awesome. Classic Plus, if they actually added new content to the game, there's so many areas that are unused. I mean, many people mention High Jaw, many people mention, just just extra areas in the game that have never even been touched. Like they could add so many. They could even add a raid where Murlocs roam, and all the bosses are Murlocs. Like as simple and stupid as that sounds, people have mentioned like pirate-themed raids. Um, there's just stuff that they can do that would make this game continue to see, a population that actually can withhold the test of time. And other games have done it as well, where the player base just likes the old feel. The game had a community back then, and with the new retail WoW, a lot of people don't like how it's gone, where there's a lack of sense of community. And your guild now means something. Group Finder kind of ruined a lot of that community feeling. Definitely, definitely like a server merging where cross realm play. That I mean, your server identity is gone. So a lot of people like Classic because you're on this server and everybody's on this server, and you're not going to play with some guy you'll never see again tomorrow, or in the next dungeon, I guess. Uh, but I mean, a lot of people like the Classic experience for that. That we have a server identity, and you make a good name for yourself on your server, and a lot of people are gonna know you tomorrow when you wake up and you're selling your Dire Maul tribute buffs or what have you. Like you're summoning people to Zul'Gurub or to Yojamba Isle to get your world buffs. Like people are gonna know your name, and if you make a good name for yourself, you're gonna you're gonna be liked by many. If you make a bad name for yourself and ninja loot or do something insanely ridiculous, you're probably gonna pay for it. So I mean, there's there's a lot of goods and bads um, in that realm. I mean, I won't try and talk too much about that. But anyways, back to Burning Crusade. Uh, I mean, I think all of us, are looking for some sort of guide on how to prep for it, right? And so in my experience, I mean, I have 11.5k gold almost liquid right here. I mean, I'd say the best thing you could do for any expansion is try and get the gold that you can right now with the items you have right now, because gold never changes. So, I mean, yes, it'll get easier to get as expansions go on, but at the same time, uh, gold will never change in a sense that like it's not like there's a new currency that's going to replace it. So just getting gold so you can get, let's say, materials to get your professions maxed as soon as possible in Burning Crusade when it comes out, that's definitely something you need to do. There's many good professions out there when Burning Crusade comes out, and you're going to want to get them maxed as fast as possible so you could start selling stuff to people who maybe didn't get their professions maxed out. The other thing is you get bonuses from professions that nobody else will have. So, like if you're a jewel crafter, will be a new profession, first off, you're gonna have to start from scratch with your profession. So, what I would recommend doing if you're a miner is no matter if you're planning on going jewel crafting or not, is I would definitely plan on farming like low level nodes and keeping all of your low level mats. Um, just because, you know, jewel crafters are going to need to keep, or they're going to need to use all these like, Mossagate and citrines and all these low-level mining mats, like these small gems, the little green gems you get from a mine every now and then. Uh, they're going to need those to level up. So they're going to become very pricey. They might have even gone up today even, so just the closer we get to Burning Crusade, the more expensive stuff like that will go up in price. Obviously, ore will go up in price too because they're going to need ore. Um, but outside of that, I mean, you're going to want to farm materials so you can get, your professions maxed out as fast as possible. I would make sure that your professions are maxed out right now for classic, so level 300 of everything. Mining engineering in this point for me. But I mean, just make sure whatever you're gonna, be in as a profession person, whatever your professions are gonna be, you need to be 300 before Burning Crusade launches, and sooner rather than later, because mats will start getting expensive, because everybody's going to be hustling and bustling to get this done. You know, if they haven't already gone up by now, but they will go up higher. There's our dark portal. It's blue right now. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I'm probably gonna stick with warrior. Uh, I love the well, A, the Thunder Fury, but B, I love the tanking of warrior. At least in classic, it was amazing. Um, with Fury Prot and everything, it's gonna be a lot different now that we're gonna be in Burning Crusade, where sword and board will be better than Fury tanking, like Fury Prot tanking. So I mean, it'll be different, but at the same time, I'm ready for that as well. We got our shield here. I One of the best gold making strategies, I would say, though, pretty easy, and if you have multiple tunes, will definitely get you a lot of gold, is doing GDKPs. So just do your weekly lockouts, your raids on each one of your alts, find a GDKP, bring some money in. Even the people that are gonna check your gold to make sure you at least have like a couple thousand or whatever, uh, you just bring a couple thousand gold and don't plan on spending any, and that'll be free money. You'll get easy gold. Uh, like a lot of the times, 400 to 1,000 gold easy, depending on what drops obviously, but if you could do that a couple of times a week because you have alts, perfect. Like that'll net you a lot of gold over time. Another thing you could be doing is and this is what I fail to do a lot, but I recommend highly recommend doing this, is you need to sell all your mats. Sell all of your mats before, like the useless ones. Like the mining ones are going to be different. But like right now, like if you have just mats that you're never going to use, like don't let look at my bags right here. Oh my gosh. You're never gonna want to let a new expansion drop and then you're left holding the bag with a bunch of mats like these I don't want to say these stone shield potions, but there's plenty of even potions here like these greater frost protection potions. I'm never gonna use these in Burning Crusade. Never. So like those sell for so much right now because people are clearing Nax. I mean, there's plenty of potions in here that I'm never gonna use. So I should be selling these before, like now, like as soon as possible because as time goes on, the price will only get lower. Um, because they're gonna be useless for Burning Crusade. The other thing about Burning Crusade is that people think about as well is that when it does come out, you have to think it's going to split the community up a lot. Like, there's going to be new people that are going to come back, that quit Classic already or never even played Classic because they didn't want to play Classic. However, the people who did play Classic and want to play Burning Crusade are also going to, you know, go over to Burning Crusade and then they're going to never play Classic again. So it's going to be a split community. So there's probably going to be a lot less people playing Classic than there will be playing Burning Crusade. And the only way that'll change, which it may further split the community, but making Classic Plus. Because, once Burning Crusade is done, are they going to make Wrath? I guess they'll probably put out a survey and see how it's perceived. But I mean, how far does that rabbit hole go? So, I mean, in reality, I would love both, but at the same time, like I said, it may get to the point where there's very little community playing each game. And so then we're just, like there's three different servers out. There's vanilla classic servers, there's classic plus servers, and then there's Burning Crusade servers. So if that does happen, I mean that's going to stretch the community thin, but at the same time, it'll allow for so many different like variants of the game that you can have. Will they be able to support this with 15 bucks a month? It's hard to say. Do they want to support it for 15 bucks a month? Probably not. But like I said, there were people hinting at it. So I just popped a fat move right there for no reason. Yeah, there's people hinting at it that they're looking into doing a survey. Well, they already did the survey about potentially releasing Classic Plus, which would be awesome, like I said. But I mean, in the comments, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you just want to see Burning Crusade and Classic servers alone, or would you guys be open to the idea of Classic Plus? If so, do you think it would require a separate server? I mean, I think it would, honestly, but at the same time, Vulture Gizzard. Oh. At the same time, yeah, I don't think it should be a problem, but except for splitting up the community, like I was saying. So yeah, coming back to, I imagine though it'd be very hard for me to come back and play Classic though, without like when Burning Crusade comes out. I'm probably never gonna come back and play, Classic again without without new content being released. Like a new raid or new dungeons and a raid or something like that. Maybe even class balancing, so people who play feral druids and boomkins and shadow priests and start feeling viable. I know some people would hate that, but at the same time, like I said, they could have different servers. They could have classic plus servers, and they could have uh, regular classic vanilla type servers. Um, I'm probably gonna make a Burning Crusade preparation guide. Like I said though, most important things, guys, making plenty of gold prior to launch. You're gonna need 5k gold to get your epic flying mount. So like the training. So you're gonna need a lot of gold just to do that. On top of that, you know, you're gonna need to level up professions. You're gonna need to get rep. Um, I'll probably mention something about. I'll probably make a video about how to level and how I'm gonna level in Burning Crusade as well. But anyways, that's all for the video, guys. Please make sure to think about subscribing, like the video, help the algorithm. And like I said, leave a comment and let me know what you think about Burning Crusade server, with a Classic Plus server, with a Classic server, like if all three are doable, or what Blizzard should do. Is it a good idea to launch Classic Plus and add new content to the game that seemed to work and bring WoW back to life and bring a whole new audience of people from, well, I guess an old audience of people from back then to come back and play the original game as it was? Or, should we just leave it as it is and just move on to Burning Crusade? And I mean, I feel like you just get bored farming Nax the entire time. But anyways, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and until the next video, y'all take it easy.